Libby, President Obama recently used his executive action to push a number of gun control initiatives, but the reality is Congress holds the purse strings for some of the things that the president wants to do.
That's right, Ali. Namely, components of the president's plan like boosting mental health funding and also staffing more ATF agents to enforce existing law. Just like President Obama has chosen to go around Congress using his pen and his phone to get things done through the executive branch, Congress is also flexing its muscle, in this case, its fiscal muscle. And so we are seeing them try to use that mechanism to stop what he's doing. Let me give you an example. The chairman of the Appropriations Subcommittee on Justice, a Texan, a Republican named John Culbertson, said, look, to stop the president, I don't need a bill, I don't need an amendment. I can basically stop the Justice Department by building an electric fence around it. So by cutting off the funding, because he's got a lot of power there, he wants to try to stop what President Obama has in mind.
Libby, the issue of guns has been very personal and emotional for President Obama. We went to his hometown of Chicago, where gun violence is a huge problem. Take a look.
I'm Diane Estabrook in the Englewood neighborhood on Chicago's South Side, where gun violence has become a way of life. Last month, 26-year-old Andre Donner was gunned down on this corner on a Sunday morning as church services were underway nearby. Englewood was Chicago's deadliest neighborhood last year. 37 people died here and nearly 470 were shot. Across the city of Chicago, deadly shootings were up 11% last year. More than 2,400 people were shot. That's about 6 people every day.
Libby, 6 people every day. Chicago is a perfect example of why this discussion is so difficult in Congress. Chicago is a place where it is very, very difficult to legally get a handgun. When these things happen across the country at the rate that they're happening, how does it play out here in Congress?
Well, you know, Ali, a perfect example tonight, Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, he just walked through Statuary Hall here to head into the chamber. His guest tonight is the father of a Sandy Hook Elementary School victim. So we see members of Congress using tonight to try to take a stand on this. Republicans, though, actually relish the fight because a lot of House Republicans live in very conservative districts. The House has, I mean, the country has become increasingly polarized, and the House reflects that. So many House members say, bring on this fight, because the people who vote for me back home, they don't want to see gun control efforts happen. So they can benefit politically from some of this debate as well. And we will see that in their reactions to what President Obama has to say tonight. And Ali, a big message we hear from Republicans is, if you want to change what the president's trying to do, elect a Republican to the White House in 2016. Because unlike some of President Obama's other hallmark issues, like opening up Cuba or getting gays in the military, gun issues can be rolled back quite easily. It's something that fluctuates with every different administration. So Republicans feel like they can push back on this one.
All right, Libby, we'll come back to you. You are there where things are getting a little busier as people move into the House.